What is happening, folks? It's your boy TV here at SMB coming at you. Um, well, today was a bit of a rough one for, really both sides. This was just a ugly, disgusting trading session with SPY logging in a big, fat, long-legged doji on the daily chart here. Let's zoom right in on the 5 minute here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This was ugly. So, today was just a mix of everything. I mean, it was kind of a scalper's paradise. If you're just scalping off these supply zones and you're making good money, myself, I look for bigger moves. That's just my strategy as a trader. And today it was not that kind of day. Yesterday, perfect trading day. I mean, we got big moves, decisive, easy setups that made huge moves out of them. Today was the exact opposite. We had just a mountain of disgusting, ugly price action, and just ending with it. And of course, that's why the daily candle looks like a doji, because it was just back and forth, back and forth. We went from green to red to green to red again to green to close the day. And after hours, we're going up or ticking up slightly after hours into this demand zone. So, um, myself personally, I only took one trade today, and I don't think. No, actually, I take that back. I took two trades. I scalped two spy calls for $20, and really the only reasoning, I'm not even gonna go over them. The only reasoning I did so because spy was looking like we were gonna break out of this supply zone up here. So I just grabbed a call just in case we did, because I'm pretty deep on shorts right now. I grabbed a call to hedge myself to the upside should we decide to go to the upside. But otherwise, really did not do a whole lot. I took a $20 gain from those two separate trades, and then otherwise I realized, let me see, I closed that put for $430. Um, dun, dun. So I realized $80 worth of gains on that put, and then it was up $180, so I took I didn't take any gains, so I didn't really lose anything, but I lost $100 worth of gains on this spy put because we ended up ripping up so hard in the morning, and then I took that $20 gain on the spy calls I was scalping, and then we really just didn't do a whole lot. I sat on my hands because I could just feel this price action A was just hot dog water. I mean, it was just miserable. Here is about a solid hour from 7:45 to 10:45. A solid 3 hours where we're just getting barcodes on the 15 minute, just like literally nothing. Just by barcodes, I mean the chart looks like a barcode, and it was just doing absolutely nothing. So just right there, that was a solid 3 hours of just untradeable price action, in my honest opinion. If you're a really high frequency scalper, you can hit wins off of this, but or a supply and demand trader. If you were just strictly playing supply and demand, you saw this supply zone up here, grab some puts, that would have been good. But for me personally, I could tell the volume was scarce, and it's obviously just a digestion day. The market is digesting that news that we got yesterday, and ultimately consolidating for the next move, which it is setting up for a monster move, I think, in my opinion. And I'm going to go over why I think that. But otherwise, I'm still holding my Square puts. Oh, I did close my Nvidia puts, but that's just because Nvidia. I mean, it was only a couple days out. I didn't. No chance these are hitting that strike price unless tomorrow's like bloody red. But even then, it's not going to be worth that much. So I closed those Nvidia puts, and Nvidia just looking like it's formed some support right here at 129. This 129 zone, it looks like Nvidia has some support, but that's for now. We will see for tomorrow. Square got some bad news. It got a price downgrade, a price target downgrade, and it had a oddly green day. I mean, it right here. So this right here, if I wasn't already in puts, I would have grabbed puts off of this. I mean, this was like just a perfect like rising wedge right here on Square. Breaks out, makes a monster move downwards, and then that's the thing about rising wedges or just wedges in general. They can extend themselves in the channels, and that's exactly what happened there. But that was still a really solid move. Kind of regret not taking, even though it wouldn't have been taking profits. I'm still down on these puts. I averaged down into another one yesterday. I still see more downside for Square, more downside for the market in general, unless we bounce right here. But anyways, let's look at SPY. So SPY Now this is just about as obvious as it gets. We just have our levels. We know sellers are sitting up here in the supply zone. We know buyers are sitting right there at the demand. Sorry, let me close my window. Loud ass noise out there, freaking neighbors. Um, and that basically just tells me to wait and see where we go. Right here, after hours, right now we are in this demand zone. You can see this post right here, post market. We're in this, sorry, supply zone. After hours, we got a big rip there, a lot of volume there. This last 15-minute green candle, you can see the amount of volume we got off of that puppy at the end of the day. So just some strong buying. I think it's just a very obvious just digestion day, a day where they're just going to cook everyone's options. I mean, yesterday it was so easy to make money that I didn't foresee a super choppy day, but you know they aren't just going to let people make that much money that easily for that long. They're not just going to give us a second straight day. That just would have been way too easy, right? So we get one of these wonky ass days where SPY just chops around and things are just ultimately untradeable mess. Apple actually though, Apple made a perfect bear flag, which I didn't see until after the fact because I was just watching SPY. But Apple also same exact thing on Apple. Apple has made a ugly long-legged doji just right on this support. So you can see the support trend line. We're just resting right on top of it. Same thing on SPY. Looking at the daily, we're just this long-legged doji. You can see right off of that, right there. We wick below support this trend line, and then we bounce back up. Same thing happened over here, and then we got a lot of green, but this was before this bad CPI news. I know we got PPI numbers that came out. They came out at what they were estimated at to be. So if those came out bad, then we probably would have gotten some blood today. But also, you notice the volume was pretty lackluster. So we just have a doji at support. That means you wait and see. You draw your levels out. All right. So we see if we can break past the legs of these dojis. If this doji, if we get below 39, 391.21 on SPY, then I imagine we're going lower. If we get above 396.24, then I imagine the bulls are back in control and we're going to bounce off support again. My guess would be that this being the third time we're testing this support, coming off such bad news, will be I typically tend to see the more times you test support, the more times it's likely to fail. But if it is showing a lot of strength, which it sort of did today, I mean the Bears absolutely had their opportunity to drag this thing straight to the floor. I mean we tested this trend, tested it over here. The Bears dunked it straight down. We bounce right off of that. So you know Bulls sitting right there. We get up here, Bears are sitting there. So that's the battleground. Bears are holding up here, Bulls are holding down there. What happens next? No one knows. You just have to draw your levels and adapt. And I foresee more red, but either way, I will go straight into calls if we do get a big bounce right here. But it is just going to be, I'm just going to go long off the small rallies and I'm not like going to take any long month out calls. I don't foresee anything going up from here very much, but um, I will just be selling the rallies if we do get like a big old rally. So if we get a big old rally tomorrow up here to 399.76 and we bounce off of that, that is a monster opportunity to take a short position, take some more puts. I am holding my put overnight, so it's a little risky what I'm doing. We'll see what happens, but I think overall this was just a not even a bull trap, but just a consolidation, and the market is getting ready to make a big move off of this, big old move. So be prepared for that, man. Be prepared. Looking at the Nasdaq, so Nasdaq just held this level perfectly all day, 293. Just held it all day. We tested it once and twice and bounced each time. Also, very clear, you have your levels, and this level over here being a past support, 297.16. Anything above that, I imagine we're going to try to fill this gap to the upside. And that's the other thing you have to remember about SPY, too. We have a gap to the upside, a monster, huge gap to the upside, a $7 gap to the upside. So it could bait us into thinking that's going to get filled before they flip on the sell button. Who knows? Just got to watch and see. But yeah, that was a very bullish close, though. A really bullish looking close at the end of the day, with price still continuing to rise into after hours. But It's nothing out of the ordinary. We saw Bitcoin down 1% today. But let's take a look at all the big names. Amazon, so this is what I'm noticing across the board. Everything's sitting at support. Amazon, we're right at the support trend line. Just bounced right off of it today. It's probably more closer to being up there. You can see where we bounced off of this trend line. We're bouncing off of it again. It had a solid 1.5% day. Apple, same thing, bouncing off that support. Microsoft, same idea. We're right here at support. We're right. I mean, Microsoft just has this huge supply or demand zone where it's been getting bought out of. So we're just bouncing right off of that, and yeah, it's the trend I'm seeing. And then there's Nvidia, which is I mean, it is already broken through support. It had a solid day. It kind of held up. Sort of, kind of. At the end of the day, it salvaged things, but same exact thing. I mean, look at this. I'm just gonna draw levels on all these. Just same idea. Just you got a line there. If you break out of that, bullish. If not, look out below. But yeah, the Bulls aren't. They're gonna have to put up a hell of a fight because I think this is such a huge make or break support. This trend line that SPY is sitting on, and that really everything is sitting on, it is such a huge make or break deal. Like if we break through this, we're absolutely getting like another. I wouldn't be surprised to see another 10% move to the downside, which really wouldn't even be that much. I mean, that would be like a break from 390. 10%. I mean, yeah, we're going down to like 350. We're definitely going to make a new low off of that. So that's why this is such a critical support, and why I was honestly a little bit naive to assume that we'd be able to just like go straight through it. It could take a couple days. We could just get another green day tomorrow. It could take a couple days of consolidating at the support line before the Bears muster up enough strength and the Bulls get worn out that they can no longer keep it up there. But it's just huge. Everything. I mean, Amazon, you look across the board, everything's just sitting right at its support. It's crazy. And it is honestly a little not like worrying. I wouldn't be like scared if I was holding short right now. Just this market has just been so ridiculously unpredictable. It is really a market where you should predict the or assume the most unlikely thing is going to happen, really. Like I know it sounds insane, but it's really true. And look at that. I mean, it wicked right down. If you drag that trend line right there, just bottom just right off of it. It's crazy. But SPX 3900, huge if we fall through that. You can see where that has just been a monstrous level. So we could consolidate right around 3900 for a while. I could see a few days. If not by Friday, I could see tomorrow just being another choppy ass consolidation day, which I'm not hopeful for because I hate those kind of days. I love big movement, and but I think this Friday could be the big kind of not panic sell day, but it's just it's giving me those feels like it's gonna be like a Friday kind of sell off. Fridays are just so weird like that. You never know what you can get on Friday, but I am kind of thinking this Friday is going to be a little rough, just like this last Friday or 2 Fridays ago, actually the 26th of August. Um, and before that, we also had a Red Friday. Fridays just tend to be, I don't know, it's just I I can't imagine wanting to hold stuff in this market, but here I am. I hold stuff, holding Google. Oh, speaking of which, let's look at Google. Same idea on Google. It's right at support. It's right here. It's already broken the support trend line, so Google's looking really bearish, but it is still sitting right at a monster demand zone where it's bounced out of, where buyers have been waiting. Buyers have been here, bought out of here, bought out of there, but now we've broken through that trend line. But it is still possible that we bounce out of here. You never know. You got to watch out. Now we have this trend line dragged up there. That's why I'm trying to look at both sides because what tends to happen, and I know this about myself, is that I will get so bearish that I don't even look to the upside. So I don't set myself up any upside plays. I just assume everything's going to dump. And then we get the green day, and I sit around on my hands thinking, oh no, I missed it. So, I mean, Nvidia's a mile away from resistance, trendline resistance anyways. But Yeah, I don't know. Nvidia does not look great. Not look great. I think the market's going to make a huge move very, very soon. Um, maybe not that soon. It could be another week. I don't know. I think we're just consolidating. It's going to be a big move when it comes to either side, and all I know is that it's going to be right off this here trend line. It's going to be either we get that big move off of it. Oh my God, why is that the ugliest? Oh, get that. Why is it doing that? How do I change this? Aha, look at that. Get out of here, you're trash. Anyways, as I try to figure out how to use this. But it could just be a big old bounce right off of this here trend line. I don't know why this is coming out as the ugliest line ever. Big bounce off of there, or we could do, let's go red. We could just sink right through here. But either way, we're making a big move off of this. That is just a fact. And I I know I'm wrong a lot of the time. I think a lot of people have been wrong a lot of the time. This ever since SPY was up here. I mean, I feel like everyone was like consistently pretty bullish, and then people started getting bearish up here. But then we kept ripping and ripping. We got overextended, then we dumped, and then we did this. And I think ever since over here, people have been like very wrong a lot of the time, because then we come right down to support, then we bounce up hard, and then bulls are like, hey, we're good, then bears are like, oh no, and now bears are like, I think. I mean, it's been such a volatile market. It's absurd. It's just crazy. And then we had VIX logging a -4% day today, so VIX came down quite a bit today. Let's look at the dollar. The dollar is coming down slightly today, which is probably why we had a little bit of a green day. US 10-year. Yeah, yield's not really doing. But yeah, guys, that's what I'm looking at for tomorrow. We'll wait and see what futures do. Futures could just rip up like crazy after hours tonight. We could get a big fat gap up. Maybe gap up around 39 or 4,000 on the futures. That would be extreme, but it's absolutely doable. It would cook everyone that's sitting in shorts. How many people do you think, I mean, me included, are sitting in shorts right now? And that would be the best thing for the market to do, to roast everyone involved, is to just give us a big fat green day out of nowhere to make everyone think, hey, maybe inflation's not bad and all that crap. Just follow price action. I know we're at support. I know they typically say you want to go long at support. You don't like going short at support, but I think it is just a overwhelming macro environment that we're in right now, that it's just going to take a miracle for the Bulls to yank us off the support line without breaking through it, especially after that crazy red day that we had. I mean, you were seeing about this red day. I was looking at CNN, like CNN was talking about the stock market. You know things are bad when CNN they take a break from ranting on about Trump to talk about the stock market. You know that's bad. So when you get that kind of red day, that's what raises the ears of the boomers, who kind of don't really pay that much attention to the stock market. But then they hear about a day where the S&P fell 4.5%, the Nasdaq fell 5.5%, and then they get a little worried because their retirements are getting talked. Their retirements are losing money, so they call up their stock guy and they're like, "Hey man, I don't want to fucking lose all my retirement. I'm about to retire. I've been trying to retire for 10 years now, and now my stocks are gonna go to zero." So those are the kind of things that you got to factor in. You know, people hear about 4.5% days. It strikes fear into people, and fear, as we all know, usually leads to the downside. So, with that in mind, folks, that's all I got for you. Um, Good luck tomorrow. If it's unfavorable trading conditions, don't trade. That's what I did today. I just said, hey, this is horrendous price action. Look at this crap. Like, how, why? Huh? Especially straight after a good day. I do not have to ruin my good day by trying to trade through this shit. So I did not, and you shouldn't either. So good luck. Keep your heads held high. We'll see what happens next. Peace, guys.